Hello and welcome to my channel. Welcome back subscribers, welcome incoming folks. I am the Queen of Clovers, named for beloved Bridget, the patron of my channel, and this is a general reading just to see weekly where everyone is. As always, please take what is yours and leave it all the rest. But what are we going to talk about in this reading? Well, let's get to it. We're going to talk about that full moon on Friday. I didn't do a reading for it because, well, they don't do very well on my channel, and also because it really wasn't that hard. It wasn't that difficult. It wasn't very suffering. A lot of us just had to say no. What we're saying no to? Well, for example, the Scorpio full moon. It was also an eclipse card. So it was this like, not only did we get to say no, but the energy was like, let me get this out of your way as well. Let me organize some things to make this easier on you, just to say no. And what are you saying no to? So in the death card, this particular death card from the Osset Gypsy Tarot, it's saying, hey, look at this Pied Piper, but he's got a violin. So, we're more adult. We don't respond to the piper. We've gotten over that, right? Like the rats and the children. But look at them. They're still dancing to the devil's, to death's tune. So we're really just dancing into death instead of actually getting on with our lives. Look, this is, we did pull the red shoes in one of the readings last week. I believe it was the Pisces reading, and it had to do with, what do you have to cut off? Her feet, in that case, to get on with, her life. But she was willing because she went specifically to the woodcutter's home. This is us going to the woodcutter's home. In modern society, we're not going to pull an axe on our feet. We don't have to, but we do have to say no and create boundaries and space for us to succeed. And a lot of this probably happened under the auspices of not knowing all the answers, because it happened under a full moon. All right, I'm going to get to the reading now. I'm going to move on, but a lot of us didn't know what exactly we were leaving behind. It felt fishy. It seemed fishy. It's that Prince of Nigeria email. It's a scam. It's all that feeling, but without knowing the fine details, we're willing just to walk away. Isn't it better? I feel a lot of us feel energy lifted from us. Some of us may have made decisions a long time ago that Spirit was finally acknowledging, like, okay, we are going to turn this is specifically stalkers. Yes, I did get a lot of stalkers, like, moving on. There's always violence during a full moon, and I'd just like to say I'm really sorry Texas suffered the brunt of it this time for whatever reason. Some people just can't handle the full moon. Some of us don't feel it. Some of us coast through it. And I really hope you had a pleasant full moon. All right, I'm going to pull cards from each of these decks. I'm also going to pull cards from the Fire Cartomancy, but let's be honest, I dropped the box behind. The cat dropped the box. So we're just going to get on with the Woodland Wardens and pull your person's energy and the energy pulling us towards it right now. I'm going to also timestamp every time I switch a deck, and then I will also do a complete reading recap at the end where I will pull the repeater cards and such. Ooh, that's devil energy here. I have our energy, your energy coming in as the Cayman and the Poppy dreams. I had some amazing dreams this weekend, almost as if all the ghosts and spirits and the, awful nightmares were gone. I feel like I am waiting on energy. I'm just doing my day to day. That routine feeling, and then you have like big events. Like I went to the Boysenberry Festival at Knott's Berry Farm a couple weeks ago, and it feels like that energy. And in the meantime, I'm just doing the work and waiting for spirit to come in. And it feels really good. It's how cycles end. It's how this death and moon and eclipse energy comes in really easily. I feel like a lot of us are just, let it go on, flow on, go over my head current, because I'm okay. I'm okay down here doing my thing. The energy coming toward us is the eel and the iris, and it's safety. And I feel like a lot of the safety is because we're welcoming this wait that came in on the poppy, the dreams energy, the waiting energy, the waiting to strike energy, but always ready to be ready kind of thing. And with the eel and the iris, the safety, we're actually calling in a lover that would actually respond to those needs, to this needs of safety. It feels so safe with you, right? I wasn't going to talk about it. I hesitated because this guy, there's a short going around YouTube, and it's this guy talking about how sexy just man arms are. And I'm like, oh my God, I love sexy man arms, especially like real long forearms, and they're still like really taut and stuff. If only men knew. Right, ladies? If only men knew the things that really, like, wow. You know, that's why a man swinging a hammer, you know, putting his arms around us, it all comes together. And it, you know, ladies don't need, men are always complaining that we don't need that much. Well, you know what? Ladies don't need that much either. All right, let's get to the Dark Mansion Tarot. Let's get some clarifiers. Ooh, the Joker tried to pop out there. As is the Seven of Swords. What are we dealing with this week? Let's find out. Ooh, I'm not taking all these cards. Sorry. I'm not taking all these cards. I gotta put them back. Sorry, because I can't order them. All right, here we go. For the week. I'm recording this May 8th, 2023. Please check out the readings for your sun signs. I post all the time, but I do post this weekly reading here all the time. All right, Eight of Cups, Seven of Pentacles. Somebody is deciding to stay, and I think it's you. With the Cayman and the Poppy, remember the Cayman waits to strike, and I think you're willing to stay. And you're coming in as the King of Pentacles, or we are coming in as the King of Pentacles this week. Now, here's the deal. What we're willing to stay is because we're willing to invest to get to the King of Pentacles. Some of us might not feel very King of Pentacles-y and ruling over any kind of land right now, but some of us are actually becoming royally successful where we are, where we've planted, where we've resown the seeds and cleaned out the house and the garage, and we're still doing okay here. And this isn't just about home. It tends to be, Pentacles tend to be about work. You're willing to work on love is the truth. You're willing to stay. You're willing to stick it out. You guys might have some situation going on with your lover that you're willing to give it another go. Let's see. Judgment. That's a cycle ending. Oh, excuse me. This is, note the double tens up on top of that card and the double tens on top of the Cayman card. The Judgment card there. Can you see that? I can barely see it. In any case, this Judgment card tells me ending of a cycle. Not just an ending of a cycle, but a beginning of a new one. The new one is going to come. A lot of celebration. It feels like a lot of celebration in your heart. Seven of Wands. Defensible. And the Four of Cups. All right. Some of you may have been accused of maybe stepping out. Not stepping out and cheating, but I'm in a love relationship. Typically, this part of the reading is about like your finances and what you're reading and what you're really getting into, and if you're dealing with any difficult energies. And this is a difficult energy. It almost seems like people think that you have ended something or stayed with something or made a final decision on something based on something that looks quite boring that you've always got to defend. And people are just like, I don't get it. Why? And the heart wants what the heart wants, the King of Cups. The heart wants what the heart wants. We're going to gamble a sturdy heart situation on love. Look, the heart wants what the heart wants. A lot of people say it's boring. I'll tell you, in 20 years, when I am going to be 65, retirement age, which I think is closer to 70 now, I feel like it's going to be important that you get what is it like to gamble on love instead of gambling on somebody's career. You know, it's just that desire for love, affection. What about affection? If you haven't seen, everybody's seen Pride and Prejudice, but you do know that the Jewish version of that is Fiddler on the Roof, which is so beautiful. And one of the daughters actually finally comes out and said, but what about affection? A good marriage match is lovely. Matchmaker, matchmaker, make me a match. Time after time, catch after catch. Oh my gosh. You know, a good match in life isn't a good match for your heart. And this is you stepping away from that old stuff and being patient enough to get what you want. Oh, the heart wants what the heart wants. Oh my gosh, this is a general reading for us all. I keep forgetting. And I'm not gonna lie, it's a good way to start the week. Ooh, I had to switch decks because my cat knocked a lot of decks behind my desk, and I have to I have to put the decks back together because of the way they fell. Here, let me put this in order. I have the Ten of Wands, the Temperance, and the Emperor coming your way. With the Eel and the Iris, there is safety. And yes, there is safety in releasing your burdens. There is safety in purification and managing. With the Emperor card, it's literally, and I'm an Emperor, I'm an Aries, but I really believe the Emperor card is being able to pay a mortgage or rent, an electric bill, your own cell phone plan. As basic as it sounds, it's being able to naturally take care of yourself. A lot of people should just be able to take care of themselves because they're adults, and yet they're getting into romantic relationships to pay the rent. I pick this up a lot. There's a lot of people thinking about such basic things here when the dramatics of the Moon card and not knowing and having to follow your intuition, and people are dancing, so it's not like people aren't trying to live these magical lives, but they're dancing straight to hell. And they can't even take care of themselves, and they think they're somebody. And this is that ability to heal, the ability to take a burden and heal your burdens and purify yourself and your heart and take care of yourself ongoing. This is being able to, your person wants to create a space for you to grow. They want to create a space for you to use your waiting time to heal. Like, they feel like you have these dreams and you're working towards these dreams and you're working for that big catch or that big, here's the moment. And they're willing to play that game with you. They're willing to play that game with you because, all right, this person has tried to woo you with the Lovers card. I have the Page of Cups, the Seven of Swords, and the Lovers. The problem with this safety is that this person if you've seen Hitch, the movie, he talks about on your first couple dates, you don't really meet a person, you meet their representative. You have met this person's representative. You haven't actually, with the Seven of Swords, you've met this person's representative, and you are probably head over heels with the idea of safety with this person. And, I'm sorry, you may have Spirit is correcting me. They say you may have fallen in love with this person's charm, this person's lovely energy. They probably buy you roses. And if they haven't bought you roses, they've picked you from the garden, These aren't from the hothouse. As that Marianne says in Sense and Sensibility, much better than the hothouse, right? Whatever. But this person has charmed you. They are going to be, so they've charmed you with their charm and their representative energy. But they haven't actually taken you out and shown you just what kind of safety and security they are going to give you. I mean, when you dream about this person, when I dream about safety and security, they hold me when I'm sleeping, when I'm dreaming. They come home in the middle of the night and crawl into bed and put me in their arms. And I'm barely awake and I know they're there. That is security I'm looking for. Oh, we are having a rough morning with the babies. But this person is, okay, there's happiness available here for everyone. But they are afraid of things They do feel like you're more High Priestess and they're Knight of Pentacles. Like, this person feels like you have advanced knowledge. This is really upsetting to the twins out there. But it's also upsetting to your person because they feel like there's happiness here. But how do you really have a happiness when they're feeling like a Knight of Pentacles, like just getting at you? When you're at a High Priestess, you may have a college degree and they might not. That's just practical. But they feel you have a sensate knowledge that they can't even come close to. Page of Swords. They're coming in as Knight and Page energy. And this person, yes, they are Knight and Page energy, as in Knight energies, and they will fight for you. And that is really just... Alright, I'm going to move on to the Fire Cartomancy. Get some energy. Actually, I'm going to pull one more card here. The Six of Swords. They want to take you to happier... Alright, this is... Remember I told you about safety and security? This is their person giving you their sword. Not only are they giving you a sword, they're asking you to lay down your swords in your army and move on to them to a place where you can read poetry and sip wine with them. You think I'm kidding? Spirit added that. But this person still feels like a child in your midst, but they feel like they can still bring you happiness. Okay, you know what it is? They feel rough. It is definitely a feminine and masculine energy. They feel like the emperor, which is nature baring its teeth, which is this man. If another man insults you, he will punch him in the face. This man is not that rough. There is a gentleness about him with the iris. There's something about this iris standing alone and this person surrounding you with their the eel. You have to get through this person to get to you. That's the kind of safety they're offering. It's actually, I'm getting those vibes from, what is the bodyguard? Ugh. Yeah, this person has some bodyguard vibes on you. Alright, let's pull some energy and see what we can get. Okay, Four of Cups. Alright. I don't know. I can't tell if the safety person is the same person you have decided on, or really, no, I guess you didn't really decide on anybody in your reading. I guess in this reading we really said the heart wants what the heart wants. This person's going to chat you up. This person knows something about your past that they're going to bring up, and it's that thing about you that people say is boring and dumb, and why do you still roller skate, or why do you still write poems? There's a lot about poetry here, and this King of Air probably has read poems and deciphered them, especially battle poems, because this masculine around here with that eel energy is pretty tough. And it's that boring thing, that everybody says is boring, that really lights you up. They found out about it. I feel like they're going to be like, oh, I heard you like... Oh, yes, lots of flirting. Ooh, okay. This person's like, I heard you like really into the royal family, and this person may have invited you to watch the coronation with them. Here it was like at 5 in the morning, but this person busted up some eggs and flirted with you for brekkie or whatever. And if that's not what it is, it's just something really weird about you. Maybe you like to knit or something. I remember telling somebody that I loved Japanese kimonos, which I really do love to wear, and they're just a favorite piece of mine to collect and wear. And yes, he took me to a kimono festival where there were just kimonos everywhere. It was so much fun and flirty. It was a date. Okay, I confess that there is a lot of dates I've had that I didn't know were dates at the time. I'm sorry. I was young. I was literally like 22, maybe younger. No, how old was I? I think I was like 20 when that happened. I have so many apologies to men, but I have a lot of 4s here. And you pulled a 4, and it's all about, that rest and preparedness. I feel a lot of preparedness energy. Like, people are like, you know what? I'm putting energy into the future to be ready. And it's very good for manifestation, according to Abraham and Esther. But it's also just a genuine feeling I'm getting from everyone kind of moving that way. And there's like a preparedness. Okay, 6s. Okay, they're going to try and please your heart and forget about their own. They're going to forget about the one love they have for you, and they are going to appeal to your heart. This is a date that is going to make you excited. Something out, something public. They're not going to ask you, ooh, and it's going to be quick. What is this date? 6 of Swords, again, taking away to peaceful situation. They're going to with all the fours and the energy, I wouldn't be surprised if they set you up for like a nice boat ride, where you could just fall asleep on the boat or even sunbathe on a boat. All right, yeah, but it's not going to be too crazy. They're going to give you some choice. A lot of sixes here, which means they're going to make moves to prepare for this. So when it happens, you're going to see how generous they are. You're going to see how attentive they are to your heart and the things that draw you in. And then with the Six of Swords, they ain't hiding nothing. This person wants to come clean because, like I said, they introduced you to their representative when they kind of first met you. And now there are things that they kind of got to like clean up and like, oh, by the way, yeah, we got a Six of Swords here a couple times. Okay, I have all sixes on the board from the Cartomancy, and I'd just like to say this person doesn't feel like they can lose with you. Where does I have a repeat? Are you pulling? Okay, looky Lou. I don't think you know who this person is or that they're even coming towards you. I really don't. This is a shocker of a person. Oh my God. They're the eel. Sorry. When this stuff happens, I get kind of excited. They're a shocker of a person, but you have all sixes on the board. They've thought of everything. And they've. This is a shocker of a person. The heart wants what the heart wants. This person's going to deliver. And then when they deliver, they're going to have to backpedal some of that and be like, this was like a big catchy date kind of thing. And there are a couple things that you cannot anticipate as being regular in this relationship. I'll try, but this was a wham bam. Dropping a line. This person is dropping bait for you, loves. It's cute. I'm going to pull a Fairytale Oracle for us this week. It's going to pull this reading together because there's a lot of energy going on here. This is probably the most important part. I just need one card, Spirit. Okay, well, all right, that's the one. The little match girl. Oh my gosh. This person feels like the little match girl because this person feels like I'm just a little less than you. This person really actually feels a lot less than you. Like they have to pull out of the stops to catch you. And I'm not even joking. Some of you are like, I don't think they understand how valuable a nap is to me. You're coming in as the Cayman and the puppy. A nap and a blunt would probably set me straight right now. Not necessarily, my loves. Okay, the little match girl. Let's check that out. There's a little there's fire there. Let's not forget that. The little match girl. Oh, this page is all kinds of like stuck together. All right, her little hands were almost numbed with cold. Oh, a match might afford her a world of comfort if she only dare take a single one out of the bundle, draw it against the wall, and warm her fingers by it. She drew one out. Rish! How it blazed, how it burnt! It was a warm, bright flame, like a candle. As she held her hands over it, it was a wonderful light. If this tale teaches us nothing else, it is to emphasize with the little match girl. Empathize. A spare and bleaky, beautiful tale, the little match girl moves amongst her township with bare feet, her two large slippers lost in the dash to avoid carriage wheels. One stolen, one lost. She has a bundle of matches to sell on New Year's Eve, and she can't return home without money, or she will be beaten. The weather is cruel, she is freezing, starving, and on the verge of death. Yet instead of bitterness and hatred, she strikes the matches one by one, and with each struck match comes a vision of familial love, the presence of her grandmother, food and warmth and comfort and love. Everything she lacks lives in the flame, and she is utterly alone, except for the visions the matches bring to her and the escape she makes into the arms of her grandmother and into death. The terrible sadness of this tale is a deliberate call to action on behalf of the writer Hans Christian Andersen, and as an oracle, this card tells you to not turn away from the hardships and sadness you see others suffer. Also, remember they are just as you, only less fortunate and blessed in that moment. It also speaks of the resilience of the human spirit and the necessity of the flame of love, which we must light and light again. It is the treasure of memories and the visions and dreams of loved ones that can bring us so much comfort. Remember that you have within you the source of warmth, of light, and within you is all you need to recall and bring forth family and love and beauty. So draw on those visions, the imaginings, and the memory, even when you suffer, and you will find a way through. This is also a call to action to offer some kind of assistance for those people, children, or animals who need you to share your good fortune and your warmth. Ultimately, the story reminds us that coldness kills, and warmth, the flame of love, either can keep us alive or help us reach a new life altogether. This is also a card that reminds us that children, especially those who suffer, can teach us a great deal about fortitude, courage, and love. Spirit says, please, that is a grand apology for the twin crying outside my bedroom door during this reading. But most importantly, I'm just teasing. It does get annoying sometimes, but you know, when you live with twin babies, this is what happens. But the little match girl here is telling the choice. In this reading, the Cayman and the Poppy, the heart wants what the heart wants. You're going to wait for this thing that you want. This beautiful thing, this beautiful, peaceful Six of Swords kind of life where you're moving on. I mean, literally, a lot of reading poetry. Please read poetry because your person's going to want to hear you read it. But with all the sixes here in the Cartomancy, it tells me that there is somebody out there pining for you that really wants to bring this vision to life. I don't think you have a clue who they are or they're on your radar. Like I said, this person is a shocking person. Like, they're going to really surprise you. And probably their modesty and the way they feel, this is somebody you don't know, probably because in the full moon we had to let go a lot of people. And when you let go of somebody, guess who steps in? The eel and the iris. And this person really thinks you're beautiful and really wants to put their arms around you and really make your dreams come true. I mean, they pulled the Knight of Cups for trying to figure out how to take you on your first date. I think it's going to be pretty amazing. So just keep waiting. They're out there, my loves. Love is out there. Shocking, I know. All right, my loves. Thank you for sharing your energy with me. Please like, subscribe, share, comment. And of course, tip or donate if the spirit moves you. I always forget that one. It's not very important. I don't need your money. But I like to buy cards. I like to fund my cards, my card purchases with that. But until next time, my loves, and next week, have a great week, actually, and God bless.